And today we're going to talk about installing PayRange on a Huebsch Galaxy 600 dryer. And that is what the control panel looks like. And of course for this you have your PayRange Blue Key device. You also have your Alliance C2 harness, of which that's already hooked up obviously to everything here. Don't worry about that back end, you're not going to use it. And then what you want to do is of course you have your serial device here from PayRange. And this always of course has those little switches right here. In this particular case, because it's a dryer, we want to have the switches on. Notice that you've got an off and an on side. In this particular case, switch all four on. Now, pay attention to your own directions that get sent to you, because different controllers have different settings. In this particular case, for this particular dryer, that's what you want, is all of them on. Of course, the fourth switch doesn't really matter, so that could be on or off. But I personally like to have everything in a series and make sense. One thing that it should be noted is that the instructions has things, for example, if your machine was built prior to 2021 or after 2021. But really what they mean is not the unit itself, that control box. If it's a model that was made before then or after that, not necessarily when it was made specifically, but when this particular style came out. That's a big difference. In this particular case, while this dryer is new, made in 2025, the control panel and the circuit board and software and all that stuff, that is of a pre-2021 design. So therefore you have to do some different settings to it. The first thing that you want to do is open it up, and before you install PayRange, you open it up and you find this jumper. Now this gets you into your programming mode just like any other Alliance, Speedqueen, or Huebsch. Once you've got those two buttons hit, it should go into rapid. All right, now if you notice that on the keypad it has these up and down arrows, you want to hit the arrow up till you get to program. Once you're in program, hit the start button. Now you're going to find a bunch of different things. The easiest way to get to where you want to go is to hit the up button. And you're going to take this all the way until you get to, in this particular case, pulse. Now, if you have a control unit that was made after 2021 in terms of the model type, you're going to have something different here. So this is pre-2021 style controllers. Hit the start, and first thing it's going to do is going to ask you for every pulse that the machine generates electronically, what does that equate to? And we want it to equate to 1/4. It's going to come into this pulse nod, hit your start button, and you're going to see some numbers here. You want to hit the arrow up or down key, either one, doesn't matter, until you get to this number, 192. When you do that, hit start. It's now going to go into the this particular sign here. Hit the start button again, you're going to see 0. Once again, hit the button up or down until you get to 5. Once you get to 5, hit start. It's now going to go to default cycle. Don't worry about that. That's something we can talk about something else. But what you want to do is once you get here, hit your back arrow button till you get to, once again, the price. Once you're at the price, then you can come back to the control board, reconnect your jumper. You could have connected it earlier too, but I like to leave it off just in case it gets harder to go into that rapid mode. Now you can take your blue key and you can put that in. Now there's not a lot of room back here, so you want to make sure that your blue key does not block your coin drop, if you still have a coin drop. Take your 7-pin harness, and that connects right there to that 7-pin connector. Oops. Got to make sure it's facing this way so the clip is out. And it can be a tight fit. There's not a lot of room between the side of the box and that edge of that connector. Then you need to plug it in for power. Now, once again, on different Alliance boards, they have different configurations, but this particular one is, power is right here. This is a dummy wire. You can disconnect that. It's not doing anything. At least that's not top secret anyways. And then take on your harness this side, put it in that connector. Once you've got your 7-pin connector in, disconnect this 2-prong dummy cord right there. Now, it might control something top secret, but I won't tell. And make sure that your harness is plugged in to those 2 powers right there. You now should have a blue light on your PayRange device. And now you can go in and do your editing and setting of your system in terms of your parameters, your price, that kind of thing, right on your Bluetooth key there. And then when that's all done, you want to take this and seal it back up. And there's not a lot of room, so you want to make sure that your blue key is not blocking your coin drop. And also sometimes you get the wires here from the extra part of the harness getting stuck in the holes. So that should slide back up really easy. You shouldn't have to force it. Turn and lock the key, and now your PayRange device should be set to go after, of course, you've programmed it.